Painted Black, a being of motivation to do more, to be more, and to have higher expectations. A new standard of us, true representation that we can trust. Standing against discrimination of all, black, white, foreigners, gay, fat, small, insecure, or just lost. Painted Convos is an outlet for voices that aren't out yet. I want to give people a new aspect. I want to create a platform for those who deserve it, but that's not hot yet. Where every perspective is needed for every topic. And although conversations get heated, no one gets mistreated because this is an unjudgmental territory. And there's nothing but respect for everyone's story. Thanks for tuning in to Painted Convos presented by Painted Black. Thank you guys so much for joining. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our next question. What level of importance is nightlife to you? This could be a reason why, or maybe this could be something where I just like to go out. It can be you just saying, hey, this is how I pay my bills. This is just something fun for me, or this is just my pastime. I'm a foodie. I like to go to different restaurants or lounges. So, anybody?
For me, it's a 10. It's the type of business that I'm in right now. I have 4 or 5 nights a week, so I would say it's a 10 because it's what I do full time. So nightlife is highly important.
Okay, all right. Anybody else on the set works in nightlife, restaurant?
I work in nightlife.
Okay.
I have bottle service and bartending experience and serving as well. So
okay.
Nightlife plays a pretty important role in my life.
What about you?
Me, it's not important at all, man. Because I work in nightlife, but in all actuality, I just only like a quarter of the money I make, so I don't really care to be out like that.
Okay, that's your perspective. Anybody else?
It's just a good time.
Okay.
It's not a necessity. It's just to let loose, just have a good time.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
I also work in nightlife, and outside of that, really don't want to spend my free time in nightlife after work.
Okay. So, next question. Is it hard to date someone that works in nightlife? And if you are in nightlife, how is dating? I would say dating is difficult just because of the schedule. A lot of times we work the nights where everybody goes out. So usually during the weekdays, everybody is resting, and I'm like, I'm ready to party on a Monday, and it's not much to do, So a lot of times when you work nightlife, it's a little shift of schedule and sleeping. What about anybody else?
For me, dating in the nightlife is amazing, but I guess it depends on if we're talking about dating or being in a relationship. Being in a relationship in nightlife will be awful because I'm getting in 4 o'clock in the morning, and she's sleep, got to get up in the morning, potentially if I had a young lady. So it will be challenging to be in a relationship, but the dating aspect is amazing because I kind of dictate when I can come through, and I got excuses as to why I ain't available. So now dating and again, relationship, it depends on a woman's title as to what dating and what a relationship is. So dating for me is amazing in the nightlife.
Okay. Anybody else?
Me personally, I've dated someone that works in nightlife, and I guess the hardest part of it, if there are any challenges, is maybe the jealousy aspect, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Always knowing that he's always in some woman's face, but it's a job like any other job, and I have to kind of look at it like that and respect that you're at work and you're doing what you need to do to sell this section, or you're doing what you need to do to get these extra bottles bought, and at the end of the day, that money in turn is going to benefit me possibly in the long run. So learning the balance and learning how to respect that it's a job like any other job.
Okay. Anyone else?
I say it's kind of like a 2-part question because it's not hard at all to find somebody to date if you work in nightlife. That's not hard at all. But actually dating them is hard. Because me, for example, like I said, nightlife, working here at Boogaloo, that's like my 3rd job. So I pretty much work from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, it is hard. But in terms of finding somebody, yeah, you can find somebody. Every day.
Right. Okay. Anyone else?
I say like finding someone of quality in nightlife could be difficult because you have different people come out. Well, I guess it determines which nightlife, like which restaurant or lounge you go to, but you don't find people of quality that you would like to date. It's kind of like a good time kind of feel.
Right.
So that's it.
Now, I want to challenge that only because it's like, we can say the same thing about church. So it's not the space or the building, it's the individuals and the character that you're looking for. So I've met plenty of women who, it might have been their first time, hey, I really don't go out that much. So I don't go into the environment perceiving that every woman that's in the club is promiscuous just because she's hanging out. So every guy in the club doesn't have money or doesn't mean that he's out trying to have sex that night. So for me, I think the nightlife is a release for young people to be able to go out whether they deserve to celebrate or not. So I can't get caught up in judging as to why they're there. Just enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Because again, you can find your husband, your future baby mama, whatever it is you're searching for, you can find them at Walmart, church, or the club. So go into it with the perceived notion that everybody is there for one agenda. You can kind of short yourself from building some real strong foundation relationships.
This is true.
What she was saying is more true for females than it is for guys. I would say just from what I've seen and the guys I've spoken to get their perspective on things like going to the club and what their motive is for going to the club. I would say that you can't necessarily judge a girl. You get what I'm saying? Because she's at the club. Because a lot of these women are good women. They just out with their friends. They want to drink. They want to look cute. They want to stun on people. Whatever they're doing. But as for guys, most of the ones I've spoken to, that's what their motive is. I just want to go out, see if I can find me some sex, and head back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being completely honest. As most of the guys I've been friends with, I'm being completely honest. But keep in mind, I was a college athlete at one point, so that probably skews it a little bit. And like I said, my crowd's a little bit different sometimes. So.
Okay. It's all about perspective. I definitely agree with that. I mean, when it comes to dating or just having any type of interaction, you'd be surprised who you meet anywhere. I've met some amazing people working in nightlife, and it doesn't have to be on the basis of dating, but this could just be an amazing, great person, and just because it's a lot of great people, that doesn't mean you have to be with them. So you might run across somebody and y'all might meet each other in the club off of a physical attraction thing, but that doesn't mean it has to go left, or it doesn't mean y'all have to get married. It can honestly just mean that you met somebody that was just cool, so you'll be surprised.
I got one more thing about the people of quality thing. There's a difference between people of quality and people who will be good at dating. A lot of people are of quality. I got a good friend who's of great quality. He's a great guy. But he got a cheating problem. But he's a nice guy, a real nice guy. Will do anything for you. Nice to be around, funny. But he got a cheating problem. You know what I mean? So just because you're that type of person, like I said, it might not be a quality partner, but they could be a quality person.
This is true, I guess. Because cheating is cheating.
Right.
I guess, he just can't. Yeah, no, I don't know about that one. But I guess, I understand. Some people intentions when they go out are to just be there. Some people are young and they're living in a different little persona and a different bubble per se, so you can't really judge, a person's quality based on all of their actions. Majority of them though.
Well, I kind of have a double life because I work in the day and then I work in the nightlife. So when I meet someone, whether it's in the day or the night, there's a different quality when I meet them at night. Like they come at you differently than in the daytime. When I meet someone in the day, I'm like, hey, this is what I do. I kind of don't bring my nightlife into the conversation until later on, because they're like, oh, why are you never available? Well, I have another job, and then it'll come out, and it kind of makes things difficult because you're never available. So.
Well, I think it's an individual situation, because I would say a man can meet a woman at the gas station. If his goal is to have sex, that's his goal. So whether he meets her at the gas station or the club, now he may be trying to have sex with her that night, so that's why he's offering more drinks. But at the gas station, he's still trying to have sex. It's just I can't do it right now.
Gas?
Right. You know what I mean? You want unleaded? Like what you need? 83, 93, what we doing? So the goal is still the same with us as men. Let's not get it twisted. It's just a little more direct potentially when the liquor takes place, and you in the front twerking with your girlfriends, now that's all he sees. So of course he's gonna come off as a gentleman when he meets you at the gas station. Hey, how are you? Here's my business card. But that same dude sees you twerking in the club, you giving off a different energy as well. So that's why I say you can't go into it judging the individual. Just go into it having a good time, and then what happens, happens. Because you never know, again, that you could actually meet some good people, like you said, in those environments. So, you know, men,
But I'll add to that. I feel like when a guy meets you at a club, he kind of automatically puts you into a category too. Like, oh, I met her at so and so, so you know, I know I can see her there. You know, I can see her there more than often. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a difference when a guy meets you at the club and if he meets you at work or something.
well, I'm gonna give it personal. For me, I was engaged for 4 years, and I actually met the young lady here in Atlanta. She came in town visiting with her girlfriends. So for me, I don't look at a woman because she's out, because then I'm looking like, well, she's judging me too. So just because she's out doesn't mean that she's thotting and bopping. She really could be just out hanging with her girlfriends that night. So I give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm hoping that you would too. So for me, I'm about the energy. The energy that I give out, I'm hoping to give back. So if I'm willing to say, hey, how you doing? You know, can I get you something? Okay, cool. Y'all enjoy yourselves, as opposed to, hey, come home. Yeah, dude knows which one is coming home and which ones ain't. You know what I mean? Bottom line. But like I said, the goal should be to come out and have a good time. And yes, women put the thirst traps out there and we fall for them. So again, why judge and we all just come out and have a good time?
Well, see, what you all are talking about, though, is what makes it so hard. Even if you're just a visitor or you're somebody who works, we all just confused. You know what I'm saying? As black men and black women, we confused about what each other's motives are and what we want. You get what I'm saying? We think, we as men, we think these women want to see all our money and all this kind of stuff, and that's how we're going to get them. A lot of women, I'm sure they think that we as men, we want to see all their body. You get what I'm saying? In order to get them some attention. And honestly, most of the time that's true. You know, a lot of times if you come in here too fully clothed, you're not gonna get too much attention. So,
but then again, to me, I think it goes back to what are you trying to attract? You know what I mean? Just because a woman is dancing with her girlfriends and they twerking with each other doesn't mean that she's trying to have sex. It just means they're enjoying each other's company. But because us as men is thirsty, we automatically think, oh, she's easy. Nah, a woman dancing doesn't make her easy. What makes her easy is what she does when she leaves the club. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, do men pop bottles for women? Absolutely. You know what I mean? So he playing himself if his goal is to spend money thinking I'm going to attract her because you get what you ask for.
because
you know what I
he's
mean?
confused.
Yeah, no, well, again, I think we putting too much thought process into it.
It's a
You know
bigger
what I mean?
picture. He's
Right.
confused.
But should it be that detailed into we're going out trying to figure out what does he want from me? Nah, just enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't live that long. Like, so again, go out, enjoy yourself. This dude bought y'all drinks, cool. He becoming an asshole at the end of the night. He taps you. Yo, this dude is doing too much. I'm scared. You see what I'm saying? So us as men, we got to learn how to flirt healthy. Just because a woman compliments your cologne don't mean she want to sleep with you. So the challenge is actually on us as men, because women know how to go out and have a good time and go have sex with her husband. But as men, we think because she eyes us or she accepted a drink that it automatic, oh, she want me. No, my dude, she was just saying hello. So, but what you were saying was, it does fall on us as men that we also thirsty that we would miss out on a potential good woman by throwing sex into the play way too soon.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think as men, we need to fall back and just enjoy the moment and understand that the woman chooses the man don't choose the woman.
Right.
But that's
Tell
like
me so much.
what
Tell
you're
me
saying, though,
so
sometimes
much.
with some women, they are just selling a fantasy when they go to the club. Like, you get to dress up, you get to put your makeup on, and to agree with both of what you said, you just never know. Like you said, perception. So you might be selling a fantasy. I want to talk to you, I want to flirt with you, but I'm going to go home to my boyfriend or my man at the end of the club. It's just a good time.
Right, and it don't come dangerous until he done walked you to the car and you're in the back of the alley. Like, it shouldn't go that far. Okay? Because now you done took the game way too far. And I'm,
get to your car.
right, you shouldn't get to the car. Right, y'all change numbers, you give him a Google number, okay, cool, it is what it
But
is.
some guys are persistent, and even if you do walk off, it's still okay. You're still following me to my car.
Well, that's when you got security.
That's right, that's what I was gonna say. Let's say this. As a
You got
promoter in the
security at the
business,
club.
I have women in the section. And even last night, I had a gentleman walk into my section and said, I said, brother, what are you doing? I just wanted to introduce myself. You can't introduce yourself to someone at my table. Wait till she goes to use the bathroom somewhere else to introduce yourself. So the mere fact that you're walking into my space that I'm paying
They're
for,
bold.
you're just doing
Right.
too much. But I had no problem letting them know that. No, and she was uncomfortable because I'm looking at her like, what do you, like, if I wanted to come here with you, I'd be with you, player. We got the same 24 hours in a day. So again, I think the nightlife ladies, you have to be conscious as well of the imagery that you're putting out. You know what I mean? Every drink doesn't mean that he's just being a gentleman. Okay, I don't know if Bill Cosby did it, but he offered a lot of women drinks. So it doesn't mean that the drink means I'm just being a gentleman. And to be honest, men do stuff for something in return. So the independence and stuff that y'all posted on Instagram, live that when you out. No, brother, I'm okay. Even if it's someone you're interested in, you can still say no.
But that's not my fault if you want to buy me a drink.
No, it's not a fault. But if you understand what comes with that, you have to look at the man as being thirsty first before you look at him as being a gentleman.
But that's your perception. If you buy me a drink, you buy me a
Okay,
drink.
okay, understood. But you can't change the rules of the game. The rules of the game says if I
Well,
offer
where
you a
the
drink,
rules at?
like more women find more dudes that are more thirsty than a gentleman in the club. Let's be honest. There's more thirsty dudes than a gentleman. Right. So to alleviate the thirst, I'm going to buy my own drink.
Especially since you have a boy.
You see what I'm saying?
But why does it have to be?
Wait, I don't think y'all heard him on the end. He said, especially if you got a boyfriend.
Right.
The
Exactly.
club when I buy,
Exactly.
when I offer to buy you a drink.
Because we all know that as guys,
go out.
we all know that as guys, all of us have had crazy girlfriends before. Let her find out we just walking around being like, yeah, I just want to talk to you and go back to my girl, to some girl. Oh, it's going to be an issue. The whole party going to stop. It's over with. Yeah. So it should be the same both ways. You ain't got to worry about no stalkers and none of that.
As ignorant as it sounds, there's a with the drink, ladies. Bottom line.
That's
Okay.
ignorant.
This is
I'm
why I
sorry. That's
always
ignorant.
decline.
No.
I'm sorry. Just because you buy a female a drink, that's automatically, you're going to be on my penis tonight.
No. What the man is doing, he's saying, hey, I'm offering you something in return. Later on,
A drink?
I'm going to come back. Hold
Nigga,
on.
pull out a stack and we're
Okay,
talking
okay.
about we gonna actually, you gonna get in my drawers.
Okay.
Like, you gonna buy me a drink and expect to sleep.
Okay, ladies, again,
Yeah.
from a female perspective, there have been more stalkers than you've had gentlemen. Am I right or wrong? You've had more men that you looking like, okay, dude, like you got me one drink, like you're doing too much. So it's not right or wrong. I'm just telling you the perception of the ignorance of the men in the nightclubs. Yes, they think because I buy you something that you owe me something. And it's not necessarily sex that night, but can I call you? And you like, nah. In his mind, he's like, but I got you a drink. You like, what, $10? Don't get the phone number. So a woman needs to decipher on, do I feel like being bothered with this dude or not? Because he potentially could become a pain. Not saying every man is going to be, but this dude, if I really have no interest in giving the phone number, he could potentially come a pain. So there's no reason to even play with you, brother. I'm good.
So we're gonna jump right into question 3. Is there a different level of respect between bottle service girls and bartenders and strippers? Is it a level of respect due to the nudity, or maybe you just kind of just don't trust them both? Or what is your perspective, and what do you think is so different between a bottle service girl and a dancer?
I believe, number one, why'd you say both? What were you leaving out? And then also, as a bartender, I think we have the most level of respect. The reason why, because we build people confidence. We're serving drinks and also, okay, you know, what do you need? Or they spill their heart out to us. So we are that type of, we're the person that pushes you to act a certain way. You know, we're your coach as a bartender.
See, I love that he owns his position, because as a bottle service girl, well, I think I make the party. And then I'm sure Reno, as the promoter, thinks he made the party. And so then it's on and so forth. And our security guard protects the party. So I want you guys to realize how people can take ownership on their position. And working in the nightlife is just not working in the nightlife. You really build relationships with these people. And these people really kind of come and be residual customers. And they come back and see you because you made them feel good, or you gave them amazing service that day.
Well, in my opinion, I don't think that men look at females any different. I did bartend. I wasn't actually in a club. I was in a restaurant, and I was fully clothed, and I still seemed to not get as much respect. So I honestly don't think that there's a difference between the respect level that a man gives a female, especially.
Did you flirt?
No. I don't
Do you
really
think that's
know
why?
how to flirt. So I'm not good at that. But they're all pretty.
Yeah, you shouldn't be a bartender or a server or none of that, because
Well, I
I
made
mean,
good
you don't have to be in these people's faces, you know, giving out your number and all of that. But at the end of the day, you have to, in a sense, kind of flirt, make them enjoy their experience, so they're gonna come back.
I
It's
understand.
all about selling.
You gotta sell
itself. It's about selling. When it comes to a server, a bartender, the different strippers, you gotta sell. A bottle service girl doesn't have to sell, so I can agree with you. You're the life of the party, because I've been about sales before. They want you to be fun when you bring them the bottles, you know, get them nice. It is still sale, but they already bought it. That's the thing about it.
But
They
they
still
still
trying to
upsell
sell.
people.
But you're giving them the better, like you're coming with it. It's like a perk that comes with it.
See,
what I meant by respect, I mean as far as like how we're dressed. So if you look at a bottle service girl, the bartenders and the strippers, of course the strippers have less clothing on, but the bottle service girls and the bartenders, they may have little shorts on, so the men are still looking at them like, ooh, look at that booty. So it's, I don't know, I just feel like the level of respect is the same. And to go back to the whole bartending, I did it for a while and my tips were not bad, so my non-flirting actually didn't harm me too much.
Cute. I have a two-part answer. Now, respect level, I would put the bartender at the top, of course, because you need them. The bottle girls need the bartender, the stripper needs the bartender, everybody needs the bartender in the club. So even the promoter, you need a bartender. That way I can get some extra drinks and I ain't got to worry about anything else. So from a respect perspective, I put the bartender. Now, but from a service perspective, the stripper knows how to get that extra money about that dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think the bartender and the bottle girl can take some notes from the stripper because she's going to flirt, she's going to touch him on the neck and whisper sweet nothings in his ear, and he going back to the ATM.
That's their job, though.
Right, no, but what I'm saying is they understand going above and beyond. Sometimes bottle girls are lazy because they haven't had to work for it. So I set up a plate with tables, and all she doing is bringing out bottles. The bartender know people gonna come to the bar regardless, but this chick knows she got 100 girls in there, all about to pop it. What can I do extra to make some more money? And while I got him standing here, I need to make him feel like he's special, even though he about 400 pounds, but you are the man tonight. So from a service perspective, the strippers actually go a little above and beyond because she's trying to, that dude came to the club ready to spend $50 and she just got 500 about him. We gotta explain why he ain't.
Okay, wait.
Go ahead.
So are you speaking as far as like workmanship or as a general respect concept? Because
Yes.
I feel like
No, it was two part.
no.
The respect went first. I said bartenders at the top
No,
with
but
respect.
in what field are you talking of respect? Like amongst workers or amongst general public?
Well, I'm not sure, you have to ask.
Well, see, I would say this. I would
everybody
say
who's
this.
talking is working.
Period. Majority,
Right.
I would say is different because you have a perspective from a worker. As a bottle service girl, I don't look down on a stripper because I would wear more clothes than her because I'm still pretty naked myself. You know, we all are scantily dressed, but for the most part, I wouldn't say that I could do her job. She can do my job, but I couldn't do her job. So I would say I have a higher level of respect for her because you're doing something that I'm not willing to do. And now as far as the going above and beyond, you know, you have to realize when we're hired to sell the bottle, sell the VIP service. When the bartender is hired, she's hired to make drinks. They come visit, sell drinks. So when you have your stripper, she gets hired. They're looking. What did they tell you to do in the interview? Let me see you with no clothes on. They're selling their body. They selling themselves. So of course they're going to go above and beyond, and it seems like they're doing an amazing service because they're selling themselves. I can only sell a bottle so much. Like at the end of the day, my boss say that we chasing bottles. We ain't doing nothing but just chasing bottles at that point. So you kind of have it's kind of like a level, and you have to measure it because I think respect can go both ways.
I mean, I think the level of respect should be the same because everybody should be respected regardless of their position. But you're selling a different service. The strippers are selling being sexy and trying to talk them, well, not talk to people, but pursue them to spend more money. The bottle girls are, we're
I don't have to be rubbing on no 400-pound man.
It's about like the service.
Mm-hmm.
Like it comes to a point to where you might not have to rub on that 400-pound man, but you can go ahead and flirt with the 1-2 and go ahead and bust another 50 on your tip or bust another 100 on your tip. Don't sit out here and not want to sell yourself because you particularly are a bottle girl and not a stripper because some of these dudes are not particularly strip club dudes. Some of these dudes are dudes that come into the club all the time and like to look at just bottle girls. They maybe fantasize about y'all being naked or anything. But when y'all bring the bottle to the table and y'all stand on top of their section and y'all do all that, that make their day.
Yeah. Right. And so you have to think, it's several different definitions for selling yourself. Like you can go and you can sell yourself at any type of job you go to. You work at retail, you sell yourself, make sure that people like you. You make sure that you're in the interview and you're telling them everything that they want to hear. I get that, but when I'm hearing sell yourself and he's saying you're rubbing on somebody or you're a physical contact or anything like that, I'm feeling like it's other definition for selling yourself.
See, there you go.
Because I do know girls that are very successful in bottle service. Right. But I also know that they do more than is required and that is necessary. Now, what you classify as necessary? Because depending on if you're saying, okay, well, if he gonna give me this amount of money, then I could do this. I should do this. I should do. Before you know it, where's your boundaries? Where's your morals? Where's your limits?
Your man is gonna look at a woman whether she's fully clothed, no clothes, naked. If she sells herself, if her personality makes him put out that extra money, she gonna get that extra money. Because our bartenders be in full black uniform, pants head to toe. And I know this one girl, she got a cute little body, fat. You know, whatever. She makes tons of money because they still looking at her regardless. It don't matter if you're naked. It don't matter if you got clothes on. So I agree with her where the question asked about the level of respect because they all look at you the same way.
I used to be an ex-dancer.
Okay.
And I've been in a life for a couple of years, a long time ago. But I just feel like it's not a difference because at the end of the day, you're trying to get that money at the end.
Right.
It doesn't matter what happens in between. You know, whether you have your clothes on or your clothes off, you're trying to get that money at the end, and you're trying to get to him to vibe with you, to like you, because they come back. Dancers get customers every week. They come back and put them in there. Okay, I gotta have a budget for whomever. That's just like a bartender. They go through something, they go hit the bar, and that's your favorite bartender. Right. You're not sitting up here not talking to them about nothing.
Right. I've been a bottle girl before. I've been a service girl before, and I feel like as far as respect, the hustle is the same. Like difference between what a stripper do and a bartender do. I make my money off of, you know how she said, the personality, my service. So I respect her. She stripped, she hustled, she did what she had to do to get her money. That's respect. Same thing for me. I'm serving, but I'm out here doing what I gotta do too. Like, you know, smiling at her, whatever, do what I gotta do. But as far as respect from men, I don't think it's different levels. Cause even with me being a bottle girl, I get the same, I wanna say, disrespect. Yeah. With my clothes on, like from a guy, that a stripper would get. I've been in strip clubs and I've seen how dudes treat them. And then I'm a bottle girl, you know, I wear my leotard or whatever, same disrespect. I've been fully dressed, but being a server, get the same, you know, disrespect from some guys.
Yes, for sure.
So I feel like for men, they don't look at it like, you know, sometimes they might, oh, she's a stripper, but oh, she's a bottle girl. I think they feel like, you know, she's just a girl out here. She in the strip club, she in the nightlife environment, so we're gonna talk to her like this.
She sells herself at the end of the day. Yes, it's therapy for each and everyone, but she still sells herself at the end of the day. I go to work, like she said, it's the same disrespect wherever you go. You still have to say something. Men be like, oh, you have a pretty smile. I have to continue smiling if I want to get my tip up. Right. So if I'm a stripper, I gotta keep twerking to get my money up. I might have to twerk when I'm working my bottle to get my money up. It's the same thing, whether you're dating me as a bartender, a stripper, or not. Because they tell you, oh, did you flirt tonight? You gotta get your money up. That's just how it goes.
But I can't agree.
It doesn't have to go that way, but
the bartender got that shield of protection around him. They can't touch us. They can't touch.
That's the one thing they can't do.
As people that walk on the floor, they can touch, they can grab, they can pull, they can do whatever they want as you walk by. But as a bartender, y'all have a security net that wraps around y'all at the whole time.
And it's really just not fair.
So the respect level for a bartender is higher because they got so much security around them. The respect level is more for us.
Interesting, because I used to strip too. So like seeing the female perspective is a little bit different.
So you used to be touched?
Yeah, but no, not really.
You were okay with that?
No, pause. Like,
pause. Wait a minute. Let me get
you allow that. Like your energy allows that. Like if you walking through it, you ain't gonna mess with me. Like you ain't gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. Period. Right? You give that
energy off.
People know me at work.
I'm a pit bull.
Right? Exactly. So you know what I'm saying?
But I
give that energy off. Like you're not gonna touch me unless I
still
allow
get
it.
disrespected. You gotta think it be a lot of people in here. They in the strip club. They got something to alter their attention to. In the club, they just looking. They lurking. They searching. Like they looking for it. Like
that's the difference.
And that's what I'm
You
saying.
know that already, so how do you say you get disrespected? Because you know what you're getting into.
But as a man, why would you? But as a man, why would you? Why would you?
As rules, right? There are rules in places, correct?
They are.
So we only have rules because people kind of get outraged and we have to create them, right? So they got this rule at the strip club that you can't really dance. And I have a big problem with that as a woman because they play the best music.
Yeah, but we ain't coming to see y'all dance.
Yeah, I know this, but listen, that's the rule. That's one of those underlying rules, girl. Keep it upper body movements, nothing below. You know what I'm saying? But now listen. So, and it's also, I've heard the rule where I've been to clubs and they say, you can't touch the strippers. Like, they don't allow you to just be touching on them. Now, I done been to some hole in the wall clubs and they were more than. Filter that out. At different places, at different establishments, it's different rules. Okay, and so that's why when I say, how much service are you giving this person, or how hard are you going for a tip, it goes into the parameters and the rules. Now, if you had an establishment that accepts these type of things, then baby, you applied to be here. This is what you do. Mm-hmm. Now, otherwise, if you're working at a standard place and when you're going over the rules and the side work duties, nothing entails get your grab, nothing entails, don't worry about slap. If that is what is okay, then you have an option to either be there or move on. So the first time that happens to you, and you're like, okay, this happened to me in this place, I went and told somebody, or I see that it's common, it's okay here, then you have an option. You always have an option, which is to leave. You don't have to work there. So if you feel disrespected to the point where it's like at a limit, you have to move on. All right, question number 4. Men and employees. Do you sometimes feel like it is unfair for women to receive so many perks when going out? Yes. When statistics show that men spend more money.
That's why men go out.
No,
they want to spend.
That's why
they want me
and women go, so they're gonna spend and they're gonna come.
If the women ain't here, they're not gonna spend. What am I spending for so much money?
So it's like a hold on, one person at a time, guys, please. So it's like a cheese and a wrap.
Yes. It's like women rule the world type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But not women, the P word. So that rules the world. So you know what I'm saying? That goes to that. So everyone's gonna flock after that. It's been wars over that. People fight over that. You know what I'm saying? So of course, women get this. They're gonna.
Yeah, but I do feel like it's unfair because as an employee, I've been in situations where I'm like.
I don't think it's unfair because we have been groomed for that. Men are the protectors, so men are going to spend.
And providers.
We're the providers, so men are going to spend. Right. So it's not unfair. It's just that if you got the money, spend it. If you don't got the money, spend it.
Now, as a promoter in Atlanta for 15 years, I would say I have no problem ladies free by a certain time. If we do an open bar for ladies at a certain time. The problem comes that she has expectations beyond what we're already providing.
Exactly.
So she thinks I'm supposed to come somewhere and sit down at somebody's table, although I'm not spending no money. So to me, the expectations beyond what we're already giving, to me, I feel like is the problem. I got no problem y'all coming in free all night. I got no problem you drinking with me until 1 o'clock in the morning. But you can't be inviting a whole bunch of free people. You can't be ordering a whole bunch of stuff at the table and they paying for it. So I got no problem looking out for you because I want you there. Because the more women there, the more men are going to spend money.
This is true.
Yes. But it's your expectations above and beyond. If you want to be a bad chick on Instagram, then pay your parking and buy your own bottle. I got no problem with that. But when they come to the club, they expect the red carpet, the drinks to flow, and not have to spend $1. But on IG, I'm this bad chick. I pay my own way. Well, stop hitting me to pay your parking. Be that bad chick in the parking lot.
Preach. Okay,
go ahead, my friend.
So, completely agree with that. Why I feel like I agree with what Reno said was because these regular girls that be out here that just don't really be having no business about themselves, but want to come to the club, stand in the section, drink all the liquor, bring her 2 homegirls that got on flats, looking a mess. Those are the girls that get in free before a certain time. But me, because I work in the club, I feel like I should receive perks. I say that because a lot of these guys out here, they work with me as far as when I work in the club, as far as their tables and everything like that, and I look out for them. I look out for their people. I go above and beyond, way over what I'm supposed to do to make sure I help them out when they come to where I work at in my establishment. So when I do go to some of these other parties where some of the promoters used to work with me, now I don't expect above and beyond. I'm not going to ever bring in people on this panel can vouch for that. I'm never going to bring 12 girls with me. I'm probably only going to bring 2, and then that's cool. Hey. Doubt it.
I guess.
But you know what? I feel like because of in nightlife we have a lot of associations. So just it's one of those things where you looked out for me, I looked out for you. We're gonna look out for each other. That's the type of thing. So that's a given. when I say these women and receiving perks, I mean these ladies that are getting the free martinis before 7, and then they do nothing but just get their free martinis, and then they politely grab their Chanel bags with their red bottoms and walk off with no tip.
Are they real though?
No, listen, I don't care. I don't care how real they are. Was the service real?
Is it real?
You know, my thing is, I understand as ladies, I understand that we bring out the people and we can bring out the men, and it's just like a chase. True enough. But when I tell you, you must tip, ladies. You must tip.
As a patron and someone that's been on both sides, I always tip good. Like, I don't care where we're at, whether it's the club, the car wash, the hair salon, anywhere where I have an opportunity to tip you for your service because I've been on that side, I'm gonna tip you. If you do a good job, I'm gonna tip you for your service. Even if you don't do a good job, I'm gonna tip you. I might not tip you great, but I'm gonna tip you regardless because that's part of your job and that's part of what I signed up for. If I don't have enough money to tip you, I shouldn't be at the club regardless.
And that's you understand. All right. Question 5, ladies. Do you sometimes feel sexualized in nightlife? Maybe the request to wear something. Is there any employee that has dealt with disrespect, or have you ever felt discriminated against? And as someone that works in nightlife, you work as security, so you have to deal with those interesting conversations when there is a woman and women are free, or you had that ordeal and they're not dressed properly, or they're not dressed as a woman as the grown and sexy that reads on the flyer. Let's say that.
Right.
Okay. And that's not their definition of it. And so we've had issues like that. But go ahead.
I mean, like I said, the way I put it, man, it's simply unfair because their whole notion behind that, oh, the men spend the most money, the men do this, it's men's job to do that. Okay, it's also a stud's job to protect. It's also a stud's job to be out there. You know what I'm saying? It's also a stud's job to buy the drinks and pay for dates and stuff. You get what I'm saying?
But why do you feel like it's stud's job?
No. What he's saying is that's the energy that she's taking on.
Okay, so I'm a full-blown lesbian.
Okay.
And my boo is a stud.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they have a vagina.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. They feel, they dress how they are comfortable.
Right.
But
But
it doesn't have
but don't she look to
anything
get in
to
the
do.
club free
She don't look
before
it.
12? Is the question.
We don't go to the club before 12.
Okay, no, he's saying free. Well, his issue is when a
I'm saying
female
free.
comes, but she has a
doesn't
male
matter.
persona, she's
It
looking to
says
get in with
females
women.
Free.
So let me say
That's
this.
Right.
So let me say this. Let me say this. So what I'm gonna do is hold on, love. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna generalize the question, because here's the thing. Although it could be free, or it could be a specialty or a given, you get a ticket, you get a free drink, or whatever the case may be. Discrimination can come in different forms. Even if, for instance, we have, like I said, we have somebody that'll come to the door, and it might not be to being free, but they might just say that they're out of dress code. Or they might be say, oh, this is sportswear, opposed to, and the girl has on something that I didn't see another girl with some fitted leggings that's just a super fitted, and she's okay to come in, and she got on sportswear. She got on an Adidas tracksuit. That's sportswear. Okay. But you have this lady that comes in that's clothes are dressed a little bit baggier, not fitted, and of course she's a stud. I don't know the proper. I don't want to offend, but okay. So you have to ask because you don't want to offend. But at the end of the day, those are those awkward situations where a lady, this too, that can offend somebody or that can be classified as discrimination. And I've seen that.
The same could go for men.
All right, so
same could go for men. Yes.
A club actually has their own private standards. So as a promoter, yes, I've been at the door where I've not let a woman in based on how she looked in a sweatsuit, but I might let a bad chick in with a sweatsuit, and I have every right to that because for me it's business. For you, it's all personal. There's a certain image that I'm looking now. I don't discriminate when it comes to studs wanting to get in free. I let them in free. You in the female line, you gonna pee in the women's bathroom, you can do that as well. You gonna spend money at the bar, I could care less what your gender is and who you dating at the house. So for me, it don't matter. Now, from a sexualized, the first question is yes, I want a bunch of bad chicks in the club that's gonna make dudes spend money. Bottom line. So now, the challenge for me though is, for women, it's personal. So a chick will invite her girlfriends out, knowing she ain't really a B by stature, and then want to come sit with me, and I'm looking like, y'all wouldn't be doing this nowhere else. So
exactly. So
that's the challenge I have. Is it over sexualized? Absolutely, because that's why men spend money. We're physical creatures.
Yeah.
You can't take it away. So again, every woman ain't VIP.
They not.
But because it's personal.
Let me hear what
Why do you
For
feel like
me,
women
I
should
feel
always
like
be
the
free?
women should always be free. Because first of all, when we go in the club, right,
guys, y'all go in the club, you know, y'all do y'all chilling, y'all drinking, y'all smoking, but if we don't come in the club and and turn up and sweat and do all this, then it ain't the club is not lit.
Vice versa,
so I feel like, you know, the women, I feel like it's okay to let the women in free. Because we're going to make the club. We're going to make the club lit.
I got no problem
you know
with
what
that.
I'm saying?
I have no issue with that.
She wasn't talking to you. She was just stating.
No, I'm just
Right,
saying.
yeah, no, the challenge is that everyone isn't very important in the club.
This is true.
You might be very important at your job, your auntie, your mama, you the cutest one in your
But
family.
if the club
But when it
say-
comes to the club, there is a certain
If the
stature.
club say women is free, then
No,
who's
we're not talking about the
for
free.
women,
We're talking
right?
about the VIP.
I mean, I agree.
We're talking about the sexualized aspect. Which sexualized goes with VIP. Don't nobody care what you look like at the door. You can come in as long as you're gonna buy some drinks. There's some dude in there that's gonna like you.
But
Come on
VIP is
in.
different.
But you can't come beyond this rope. Your space is over there.
Like a lot of my close friends are promoters. So when I get invited out, I know the expectation. Like you're not inviting me out to wear some basic outfit and go sit down and be boring. You're inviting me out because I'm supposed to help attract people and attract money over to the section. I know what you invited me out for. So when I invite my friends out with me, I tell them like, you need to dress a certain way. You need to make sure your hair is done. You need to, because we're not here
to play games.
We're not here to get money. We're here to help to make money. So you need to look like
Or get your own table.
dress what you want to attract. So we dress look like money.
And because she brings
people
her
wanna spend
friends,
money.
and because she comes and brings her friends that are looking a certain way, her and her friends will receive all of the perks.
I always get in free. My parking's always free. I always skip the line. Like I always drink for free. I always because I know I play the game.
You gotta play the game. If you
game.
don't want to
At
play
the end of the
go
day,
stand
it's all about the money. At the end of the day,
I got
Let me hear something from. Go ahead.
But ain't that what
At the end of the day, we have to just admit, like nightlife, it's a visual thing. It's a visual ordeal. You know, everything is. If you look a certain part, you have to have a certain thing. This, that, and the other. And to be honest with you, why is it that way? We're going to go ahead and go into our next question. Question 6. So, music not only determines the vibe, but also the crowd. Rowdier the music, rowdier the crowd. But music has taken a turn for drugs, the latest fashion, a glamorous lifestyle. So now, I remember a time where Little Boosie and Nuck If You Bug and all of that, like all of that came out. It was like all the music was like that. Little John and the East Side Boys, all the music was pumping. Y'all know the beats was like people in the club, they danced, but they also jumped up and down, and like that was just a thing. Maybe people got to fight. People got to fighting a lot. The crowd, it was a rowdier crowd. People got to fighting. People would jump up and down and push people. Like I just get old visuals. I don't remember though. You know, I wasn't there. I just heard about it. So for the most part, I feel like music definitely does affect a crowd. It affects the vibe. It affects. Okay, are we gonna have bottle popping people in the night, or are these people gonna be standing up slow dancing? That affects a lot. And so when you think about the music that we are listening to, our music, you know, it's talking about what? Drugs. It's talking about Molly Percocet. It's talking about, you know, what am I mixing with this? And I'm mixing this with that. It's also talking about, you know, the latest fashion. I have to stay fresh. I got to stay this, that, and the other. I must. I know people in here that will buy bottles just because it's a persona. It's a look that they must show off. Card decline, back to back. They on their 5th card, sweating. We both on the edge of our seat.
And I'ma just go to that to you.
Right, you know, and it's like a thing like, is it really that important to you? That I know that that's not your favorite shirt. That's your only shirt type thing. I know you fly. I know that's your best outfit, but that's your only outfit. Because at the end of the day, you care more about what you look like, your image, opposed to what you got going on. And we as a people already know we rather look like we have it than to actually have it. And so I really think that nightlife has just helped us create this facade that we've made it. You know, I feel like a lot of times people stand on sections and this, that, and the other, and that's just to show like, hey, you know, y'all see me? Do y'all see my bottles now? Look at my outfit.
Yeah.
I'm lit. You know, and that's kind of the accomplishment, that's the goal, and then that's the fun. So what do you guys think?
Just because it's Gucci does not mean it looks good with that. It does not mean that you have to buy it. If it's $1,000 and homeboy, all you got is $1,000 in your bank account, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, why are you doing that? I also, as a server, I also have people come out and they'll just be like, oh, I got the next round. Oh, I got the next round. And then the next thing I know, I'm not getting tipped because, homeboy, that's all you had. And I'm just sitting here like, don't go outside of your means to impress people that don't even matter to you. Like, these people do not think about you.
Okay.
I also feel like music now is setting an unrealistic standard of beauty.
Yes.
You have people going out and getting fake butts and boobs and everything, and it's also downplaying women who are natural, and it's making you feel like you're inadequate because you don't have the fake butt, you don't have all the curves, but you're just as beautiful, which is stick figure. Sorry.
And but that, the same thing that as women we get the hard that hard shell. I can't stand the fact that men can see our insecurities or what we have to offer by looking at us. I just really wish it was the other way around, because they don't have that. They have that. That's why they have these big cars, and that's why some of them have this real bedazzled job, and that's their insecurities. But we wear ours, so you can see what we have to offer. This and the other. No, y'all don't, because I would love to see what y'all was working with on the and when you guys are out. And let's just be frank. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We can't see what you guys have going on. You see what we have going on. You see what we had to play with. As far as money or whatnot, none of that. I'm talking about body wise. And a lot of times it's imagery that kills us and that will make us feel belittled or feel inadequate. When in reality, this man that has bypassed you ain't got much going on himself.
Right, because they're not wearing gray sweatpants to the club every single time, and that's
right.
Really,
I mean, it's just not fair. That's what's not fair.
Well, if we want to be completely honest, though, he's absolutely right. It does the same thing for men as it does for women. In the nightlife, we are nothing but the chains we got on and our perceived popularity. That's it. And how much drinks we can buy and all that. And y'all can say y'all don't care about that stuff all you want. But in all actuality, all the rappers, all the scammers, all the rich guys, those are the ones who got the pretty women.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So it does the same for us.
Why y'all buying red bottoms? Why y'all even buying clothes? I mean, to look sexy, right?
For me as a promoter, it's almost like it's a gift and a curse, because I feel like sometimes I'm selling drugs in my community because my community's coming out spending money that I know they can't afford to spend.
True.
So it's almost no, it is, because at the end of the day, we all are responsible for each other. So it's like I know brothers standing on shoulders. I'm looking like I know your baby mom. You got no child support, and you coming in here popping bottles
all night.
So
and I can't wait.
Just said it's business, not
no. It is. But what I'm saying is, it does sometimes sit on my spirit when I'm looking around the room like these people don't even have it, and what are you celebrating?
It's not business. It's
no. Again, I get it, but if you do have a spiritual consciousness, then every now and then when you count at the end of the night, you're looking around this room and you're like, brother, you don't even have it. Like, damn, sis, go sit down somewhere. So it is. We got to find a balance, folks, as far as where we put our value system, and we have to kind of separate the business from personal, because white America, it's all intertwined. White folks ain't gonna do business with somebody they don't rock with personally, but us, we will ride each other's backtails to get to the finish line and won't give nobody no credit for it.
So as a promoter, is that what you're doing? Buying somebody's backtail?
No, absolutely. I got brothers coming to spend money with me that I know can't afford to do it, and you
Please,
child
but take his last dime
No. What I'm saying is, but it's realism, because if he ain't buying a bottle from me, he's gonna buy it from somewhere else. Right. So sometimes I got to go home and say, all right, Lord, right now I'm not selling crack, so I'm not really destroying his value from an individual. He's making choices.
It's a bigger picture.
Right, it's a bigger picture situation. But I'm saying collectively, we all need to have some level of value and moral system that says, you know what, folks, let's take the tables out. Let's go back to 20 years ago when folks came to party. There's no party anymore. Everybody stands on the sofa. There's not even, where's the last club you've been to? There was a dance floor. None. It's all about standing on the table with a chick bringing sparklers half naked. Like, no one's really having a good time. Everybody's high, so you really have no idea whether they was playing to Anita Baker or Future.
Right. Hold on. Muffin, go ahead.
From my end, as somebody that work in the club, I don't care if it's your last $200. I don't care if it's your last $100. I'm finna get my money. Like, for me, it don't matter to me what you got going on in your outside life. I came in here, just like you said, you got to separate your business from your personal. And I didn't come in here on the personal today. I came in here about my business and about my money. True. So if it's your last bottle that you can buy, trust and believe I'm going to swipe that card for that $250. And you deal with that with your girl or your wife when you get home. You don't got to deal with that with me. I'm cool, but I got my tips. Yeah. It's business. It's not personal.
It's one of those things where it's like, at the end of the day, it pays my bill. It pays my bills, and is something that I've created, right? And I'm not making somebody do this, but I do sometimes think like my people could be doing so much more. We could be so much greater if we invested our energy, not even our money, just our energy into how much we cared about how much.
But how would that affect your pocket?
But this is what I'm saying. This is when I jump out of the daydream. Okay.
So it's a daydream.
And I'm looking at my money,
And I'm just like, you know, this is just life. Now, here's what my contribution, because I mean, we could talk about it all day, of course, you know, and this is something that is an issue, and like you said, you know, it's just one of those things that you sometimes think about when it's a larger picture. But it's what makes the world go round.
So then, are we in the wrong for selling something to somebody that we know they can't afford it? Are we in the wrong?
No, because you got your money.
What I would say with this is,
it's your level of what?
I think it's your level of perception. Sorry. Basically, if you know better, you're gonna do better. So if you feel like, okay, yeah, I know I got this money, I'm gonna invest in whatever, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
And if I want to spend my money in the club, I can do that. But if you don't know any better, and I'm watching videos all the time, I'm on my social media, and it's lit, they popping these bottles, I'm gonna do that because it's lit, and you don't know no better.
So we don't want to come off as if we're like boycotting nightlife, of course, because then what would I do? Right. But what I will say is, you know, it is something to think about. You know, it is something to just pass along. I'm not saying that we got to save the world and no more clubs, guys. Let's just not. I'm just saying, you know, keep an open mind. And always remember there's a bigger picture, and everything, and as long as you prioritize your means and what you got going on, you know, every time I go back to the table, if dude said he wants to buy another bottle, I'm not going to say, are you sure? Buy your bottle. That's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. That's not my job, okay? But what I am going to do is try to create something that let people talk, educate, and inform, so that people can know that everything has a purpose, and as long as priority is number one and your priorities are in order, you can live however you like. Living beyond your means is completely subjective. So it's only about what you find important or what you find of value. So if that's what you find of value, then by all the means and all the power to you. I would like to tell you all, I thank you so much for being on my panel. That concludes Painted Blaq, Painted Convos, Episode 6. Thank you guys so much. Come back and join us. All right, so first artist is Jack Spasm with Sack Jasm.
How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all ready to turn up? Y'all ready to turn up? Let's do this thing.
Yeah, I have peaks, lungs open, I'm talking, things fell asleep, same body motion, never weak. You can smoke more closed doors, never let your ball hope though, game hella weak. While you coughing, bitch, gotta calm yourself, this ain't average shit, so you need this. Feeling down and I'm seeing emotions, so I ain't fucking with it because I have peaked through the top off. Tried everything to keep the shit going, but it's back on, so I'm feeling down. I consume more hate than the love that I found. Past tense, I'm the nigga involved, I can't grasp it. I be using my flaws, excuse the pain of my balls. I gotta jump in to get attached to the madness. And I ain't feeling myself, feeling no, not that. I have my ego assassinated, the grass facts. And I'm trying to get it, flip it, whip it. The fire burning in my stomach. Been growing since I lost some digits to that white male. They say you lost your damn job, nigga, oh well. They say you getting the victim, my nigga, oh well. You wanna get into heaven, you gotta face hell. And crawl through it, you do it by saying, oh well, dope smell. From the Dutchie, I clutch it in my right hand, feel them off, they looking, I ain't never getting this Kanye. Pour me up a glass of Bombay, then I sip it, then I spit it back in your face. It's one thing, you do not give me your so weed lace. I don't fuck with fuckery, I'm about that mind chase. I spit some pop up in your mind and give me great taste. Lay fall down, bitch astounding, I'm so great. S-P-A-S, God. J-A-C-K-S-P-A-S, God. J-A-C-K-S-P-A-S, God. J-A-C-K-S-P-A-S, God. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, my name is Jack.
So tell us, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me on SoundCloud, Jack Spasm. You can find me on Instagram, Eat My Shorts, Jack. That's Eat My Shorts, Jack. underscores after every word.
Okay, well, thank you. Give him another round of applause, guys. So for our final artist, we have Tyson Michael with Coming Home. Woo!
Watching you walking away. Begging you to stay. Because I need you, baby. Don't you leave me, my baby. I'm tired of playing games in these streets. All I want is you and me. I don't wanna see you with another, baby, baby. I'm driving reckless and I'm kinda high. I heard every man's supposed to cry, but I'm tired of trying to hide. I'm coming home to you. Got me outside singing the blues, yeah. I'm coming home to you.
Tell us where they can find you.
My Instagram is Tyson Michael with the underscore. Facebook Tyson Michael Chisholm. Twitter Tyson Michael. If you go to my Instagram, the song is on the link at the top of my page.
Good job. Give me a hand. So I would just like to thank you all so much for coming to Painted Convos, episode 6. I hope you all tune in to my YouTube channel, which is literally Painted Convos, okay? The spelling is everywhere. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you all. Y'all have a good night.